back with another video. In today's video we're going to be getting into the difference between the LOC method and the LCO method. So those are two very major, important, popular methods in a natural hair community where if you are natural or you're considering going natural, you have 100% heard of these two methods. So today we're going to be getting into the differences between both of those. Drop in the comments right now if you follow the LOC or the LCO method. I want to know. Before I go ahead and get into today's video, if you are new to your girl's channel, I'm going to just ask that you do one thing, okay, and one thing only, and that is to smash that button down below, smash that button down below, and go ahead and join the CurlieCrys fam somewhere throughout this video. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. The reason why I wanted to do this video is, for one, on Wednesday I asked you guys on my Instagram to give me some talking topics related to natural hair that you guys wanted me to talk about, and someone mentioned this topic, which is a great topic to discuss. Reason being because I always speak about the LCO method, which is the one that I follow, and a lot of people also use the LOC method, and a lot of people have also come to me and say that since they've switched methods, they've seen a great difference in results in their natural hair. So today's video is going to cover all the deets between the LOC and the LCO method. So let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty. And before you ask, a tutorial on this hairstyle is coming. So Just Being Mimi is the one who came up with this prompt and who asked me to talk on this. So what does LOC, LCO, all these letters even mean? So the L, it stands for leave-in or liquid. The O stands for oil, and the C stands for cream, and it's the exact same way in the LCO. The same exact meaning for each of the letters. The difference between the two is the order. So the LOC, which is called the LOC method, is, I would say, the method that you are initially introduced to if you are a starter natural. So when I became natural, that was the method that I was introduced to, and the one that I was following for quite some time. Currently, I have switched to the LCO method, and the reason why I feel like I can speak on this topic is because I've tried both methods and I drastically see differences in my results. So the main difference between these two methods is in the LCO method, which the L stands for leave-in, which I consider to be my liquid, and then the cream, and then the oil. Whereas in the LOC method, you're doing leave-in, oil, and cream. Now the reason why I personally prefer the LCO method and recommend this method the most is because, to me, and based off of my hair porosity, which I have low porosity hair, your porosity level is going to greatly affect which method you probably tend to use. So low porosity means that my hair has a harder time accepting moisture, but however, once it accepts that moisture, it has an easier chance of keeping that moisture locked in. So the LCO method encourages my hair to lock in that moisture. So the leave-in conditioner is the basis of moisture, and then the cream, which is my styler, is my actual moisture, and then I seal all of that moisture in with the oil. So an oil is a sealant. There are some oils that have moisturizing components and moisturizing properties, but typically an oil is used to seal, not to moisturize, okay? That's first and foremost. An oil will not give you moisture, it will seal in the moisture. So just off the bat, that's why I recommend the LCO method, because if an oil is created to seal in moisture, to seal and not moisturize, then when you want to apply that after the most moisturizing product, which is the cream, not the leave-in. Your leave-in conditioner should not be more moisturizing than your cream. That is what first and foremost tells me that I need to do the LCO method. However, when I first went natural, the LOC method was the thing that I was introduced to, and what I noticed with my hair was it just kept getting drier so much quicker, right? Like I would apply the leave-in, then the oil, and then the cream. But an oil also lessens the chance of it getting into the hair shaft. So by it lessening that chance, the moisture from my cream, for one, wasn't all the way being accepted into my hair, and for two, it was escaping so quickly because nothing was sealing the cream in. And by me having low porosity hair, my hair already has a harder time accepting product. So by me putting the oil on after the leave-in conditioner, which was not even moisturizing or the main source of moisture, it really did prevent my hair from reaching its maximum moisture. And that's something that I really did experience with the LOC method. Now, people who are high porosity, the LOC method typically works for them because their hair has an easier chance of accepting moisture. However, honestly, in my opinion, I still think that the LCO method should be at least tried to see what that result is, because even if your hair does accept moisture more, I feel like that's more so a reason why you would want to seal that moisture in with an oil to make sure that that moisture stays in your hair, because high porosity hair quickly absorbs moisture, but it can also lose moisture very quickly. So by you doing the LCO method, you're sealing in that moisture, helping your hair to absorb and keep the moisture in longer. However, I've heard from many people that the LOC method still works best for them. So I say, hey, do what you gotta do what works best for you. But over here in this community, in this household, in this head, we do LCO, okay? Now with the order of products, you have to realize that it's all a layer, right? So you have the hair shaft, which is what absorbs the product. But if you're having the leave-in, the oil, the cream, or the leave-in, the cream, the oil, your hair is having 3 layers on it, right? And even if you're using the gel, possibly more layers. So you have to be mindful that it's also depending on what type of product that you use for your hair. A lot of people tell me that their hair is either not moisturized or it's overly moisturized. So regardless of which method you use, you really have to know which products you're using on your hair. If you have thicker hair like myself, you will want to use something that is very, very moisturizing. So a leave-in conditioner, maybe you want to lean towards a milk type of leave-in conditioner, one that is a tad bit thicker and has a little bit more moisture. For a cream, you most definitely want to lean towards a creamy butter type of formula. Something that does have a butter in it, like mango butter, shea butter, Kupaku butter, or Kupasio, whatever the sea butter is. You want to do something that has a butter in it that's going to give your hair more moisture. Mango butter is something that my hair really does like, so if a product has mango butter in it, I know it's going to give me the moisture. If you have a low density hair, so that means your hair is not as thick, you don't have as many strands, you probably would not want to lean towards those type of products that I just now mentioned, because your hair will become weighed down. And by doing the multiple layers of products, then that's going to weigh your hair down even more, especially if those products are too heavy. So in your case, you may want to do like a spray leave-in conditioner with a moisturizing cream and then a lightweight oil to seal in that moisture. So once again, it's all about knowing your hair porosity and density, because that helps you to pick which products are best for you in the LCO LOC method. But let me say once again, I'm a big advocate and I recommend the LCO method only. I know some people like LOC, and that's fine if you do, but I'm saying for me and for what I would recommend to someone, I always recommend LCO because I've had an experience with LOC and just the science behind LOC. I watched a lot of videos, especially on a lady who invented the LOC method, and I understand, like, she honestly, y'all, she's like a scientist and everything, so who am I to say her method is wrong? I can't, okay? So I don't do that, but I'm just saying, based off of what I've used, I know that I can get moisture for 7+ days on my twist outs using the LCO method and not the LOC method. So one thing does not work for everyone, and that's something that we just have to accept. Now, if you are not aware of what your hair porosity is, then that's the first step that you have to take to determining whether you will even go for the LOC or the LCO method, right? So the way that you do that is with the hair strand test, which I will leave up on the screen. This is the one that I recommend for everyone. It's just to get a cup of room temperature water and then take a fresh freshly shampooed piece of hair and drop it into that water and see where it floats. If it goes to the bottom, then that means you're high porosity, meaning your hair easily absorbs water. If it goes to the top, you're low porosity, meaning your hair strand is a tad bit more shut and has a harder time absorbing that water. And if you're in a medium, it means that you can have components of both low and high. So your hair may take a long time to absorb moisture but lose moisture quickly, or an easy time to absorb moisture but the moisture stays in longer. So it can be a little bit of both of those, and it can also mean other things as well. But that is a summary of what those types of porosity mean. And once you learn your porosity level, that also helps you a whole lot with your routine, which I have countless videos on my channel explaining that. But this video is really just to tell you guys the difference between the LOC and LCO method and kind of the science / reasoning behind the two. And a lot of people get confused, I know, with these two methods. It's like, what are we doing? I understand, but honestly, y'all, once you figure out which one works for you, it makes your routine so much easier, because I know what my routine is. I know what's making my hair grow, what keeps my hair healthy. So by me knowing these things and seeing the results from them, it makes me more comfortable to come on here and speak to you guys about it, right? And knowing that the LCO method works for me is something that has helped so many people on my channel, because the LOC method, I'm sorry, but once again, it just ain't good for me. My hair is very dry, did not hold moisture for a long time at all. Maybe a good video would be to demonstrate the difference between the LOC and the LCO method, like an actual demonstration where one side I do LOC, one side I do LCO. Let me know if you guys want to see that kind of video in the comments down below. If you do want to see that video, drop in the comments. We need the comparison. Drop that in the comments so I can know who all wants to see it, okay? So thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I really do hope this video shed some light and helped you in any way with determining the difference between these two methods and also lessening your confusion a little bit. So let me know in the comments down below, and without further ado, I'm gonna see you guys in my next video.